What is up, everybody? This is Justin Wong, and it's gonna be a long time for Project L to come out, but let's talk about what Project L needs to be successful. So I'm gonna give you my opinion on what Project L is gonna be like, what games that you can practice with in order for you to get ready for the game, and what should we look forward to the future when it comes out for Project L. So if you guys want to see this video, hit the like, share, subscribe button, turn on the bells for notification, and let's get in the video. Yeah, so the one thing that's really stood out to me is that it's called an assist-based fighter. So what that means to me is obviously it brings us like a specific certain amount of games into the mix that's like has like similarities, right? You obviously have like the Versus series games, like BB Tag, Skullgirls, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. So like I don't think we ever heard of a game that's mainly assist-based, like in terms of like, I don't think a fighting game has ever been called this is an assist-based fighting game, right? So judging from like the trailer and the moves and like the actual little bit of gameplay that we've seen, I feel like the assist base is going to be, so you know how like in multiple fighting games, any game that has an assist, you get to use one assist, right? One assist you get to use. So like like Marvel Kart 2, you have a choice of 3 assists, but you have to choose one. Same thing for Skullgirls, right? Skullgirls, you have 2 assists, and then or you can create your own assist. I would say this game is gonna be different because I think like it's not obviously confirmed, but it looks like when they talk about assist-based fighters, I think the assist will have 3 versions of an assist, or maybe more than, or at least more than one, right? So let's say we were like there's ways to, like a combo assist, maybe a neutral assist, or maybe anti-assist. So I think you're able to use all 3 assists at like not at the same time, but like at will, right? So that's what I think was gonna happen, right? This is all like obviously like me assuming that this is what they're going for. That's what it seems like, at least from the videos, from seeing like looking at the combos, the combo extensions. It also has like an active tag system, and an active tag system, it pretty much means that when you're doing an active tag, the character takes over, right? So Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Marvel's Capcom Infinite, and yeah, I think BB Tag is kind of like similar. It's like an active tag. So the character does like a specific assist, and then the active tag happens, and then that character pretty much resumes like the character that came out as an assist will resume the gameplay, right? Continue to combo and so forth and so forth. Another thing is like, haven't seen the life bars. Are we gonna see 2 different life bars, or maybe the character shares 1 life bar, right? Both characters share 1 life bar. It's very possible that could be a thing. So now another thing is like, is it gonna have a 2v2 mode where like I can team up, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken had 2v2. Even though I would say the Street Fighter Cross Tekken 2v2 mode, I felt like it was terrible. Definitely bare bones. It didn't have like too much interaction. So hoping like there could be something fun where like, let's say if it's a 2v2 mode, the person that's controlling the point character obviously is fighting majority of the time, but then maybe the person waiting for his turn is the one actually calling the assist. Because I feel like when you're playing like games like League or Valorant or anything team-based, you like to be like, players like to be in a call Discord and talk about like situations like that, right? I think another thing what they should add in for the 2v2 mode is like, let's see, different ways of counters. Like besides the assist-based fighter, what else can the assist do while they're waiting for them to like active tag, right? And so now a few things that came to my mind is like a burst system. So if you burst, other person explodes, and then the other person goes, the opponent character goes full screen away, right? MVCI, when you spend your 2 bars to like burst, the second character comes in, right? The second character comes in, and the point character the previous point character goes back into the second player slot, right? So I think for this one, maybe the character coming down from the sky or doing something kind of like a King of Fighters 94, 95 type of thing, where like if the character's stunned, if the partner can like come in, jump in and interrupt and hit the other person, just to make it, like I said, just to make it more like not a clone. I feel like it's like currently like you don't want to make a game as clone as possible, because it seems like a lot of people like, oh yeah, if you want to like get ready for Project L, play Skullgirls, play Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, play MVCI. You know, it just seems like it's like currently a clone, so they need to add like, you know, very unique mechanics that's like really hasn't been done in any other fighting game. Because like looking at it, it really does look like a Project L, but no, it really does look like a Power Rangers Battle for the Grid clone in terms of like offense and mix-ups, and you know, people just don't get a chance to play. Combos last forever. So I'm very worried for casual players personally. They don't like long combos are cool if you're part of the FGC. We like long combos. We like watching long combos. We like doing long combos because we're like hardcore. But like if you're a casual player, like yeah, you might want to be like Guilty Gear Strive Damage, where like a 5-hit combo does like a crap ton of life, right? So I think it's like, just judging from Project L, it looks fantastic from an FGC point of view. Like FGC point of view, I loved it, right? I loved it. I loved I saw Oki. I saw mix-ups. I saw like, you know, everything, stuff like that. But what I was very worried about is if like, what I was very worried about is people just getting like overwhelmed. So I think the problem with fighting games is that fighting games are very discouraging. Fighting games is a very hard genre to learn past the casual level. So if you're trying to like play rank and everything, like you might not even get a chance to play, right? It like, you know how like fighting games is supposed to be a multiplayer game, but in our thing we like to call it such scenarios. Oh bro, this is a single player game. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it's a 3v3 fighting game, but most of the time it's a single player fighting game, right? So I think that's like kind of like the most you know, harsh part about fighting games, is that it lets you know that like you possibly suck, and a lot of times people do not want to admit that they suck. Like if you play a team-based game, right, there's other elements to say like, oh, you know, like my teammates suck, you know, I lost because my teammate fed and blah blah blah. Or if it's a card game, you'd be like, oh, you know, I just had a bad draw, bad luck, you know, bad RNG, right? So like, but a fighting game is a 1v1. You got no one to blame but yourself or the netcode, right? But now we have great fighting game netcode like coming for the future, and like now with like Guilty Gear Strive. So there's not much you can say. So I personally am very excited for Project L, but I mean, I just want more people to get involved with like fighting games, right? My whole goal is for hopefully the tutorial is very like well in tuned, that people can understand how to play Project L. Just because right now I think it looks very intimidating, right? It's like so much things going on, and a lot of people probably like, I don't know what a mix-up is, I don't know what a cross-up is, I don't know what Oki is, right? I don't know what all these other terms that we use in fighting games that's happening on the screen. People just like, bro, it's like, I don't. A lot of times people are just like, yo, this game sucks because like I can't do anything, right? I mean, people gotta hold hands, right? I feel like a lot of fighting game developers do that, right? Do that now, and it's fine because, you know, obviously they want to grow the community, they gotta sell their game and everything like that. But yeah, I'm just pretty intimidated the direction that Project L is going, because it gives me that Power Rangers Battle for the Grid vibe, where like, not to say that it's not a good game, it's a great game. But the thing is, it's a good game. It's a great game for FGC. I don't know if it's a great game for a fighting game franchise, just because it's like the combos are too long, man. No one wants to sit there and just get looped all day or whatever. You know what I mean? Simple inputs will definitely help, especially because there's no like motion inputs or whatever. It's gonna be like kind of like Rising Thunder inputs and everything, so that's going to be very, I would say, interesting as well. So if you ever played Rising Thunder or maybe Fantasy Strike, you can understand like how special moves work, right, when it comes down to these scenarios. So even though you have simplified inputs, the game can still be complicated. Obviously, just from the trailer, just looking, is that like it's still gonna be complicated, because Rising Thunder was still a very like complicated game. Combos were very long in Rising Thunder, which was great. So I thought Rising Thunder had a really good like flowchart. So I think them making it a 2v2 at least. I don't know if it's 2v2, but it seems like a 2v2. It's it's interesting, I must say, right? So I'm just wondering, like, are there gonna be other elements that they're gonna add into Project L, like that's from like League or like whatever, like items and stuff like that? Because I feel like League or Riot Games, they're very well known for like their items, right? And so I'm just curious on like if there's gonna be like some passes or stuff like that. That's probably gonna be part of the game. I think that'll be pretty interesting. Is there gonna be like a power up? Is there gonna be like an X Factor type of thing? You know how when you kill Baron and you get like the power up, is there gonna be like an X Factor type of thing that's happening? Because I know Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, obviously they added the Megazords, right? They added the little, that's their X Factor comeback type of thing with the Power Rangers for Battle for the Grid. So there's a lot of things that they could add into the game and like obviously take from like previous games to make it like very unique to their own. I assume that there will be some type of comeback mechanic, like a Baron comeback mechanic for sure. And are there going to be some EX moves? Possibly there's going to be EX moves. Maybe they might take the whole Grand Blue Fantasy route, where Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, where they had like simplified inputs, right? So they have cooldown. So League of Legends obviously have cooldowns as well, and then other games probably as well too. So I think maybe having a cooldown for like, okay, this is like, if you do the special move, it's like maybe like 5 frames for it to recover before you can do it again or whatever, like maybe like 2 seconds or whatever. And then you can do like if there's an EX version of the move, then obviously the cooldown is longer. I thought that was pretty genius of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So I think Project L could do that as well too, to make it more unique. You know what I mean? But overall, I'm very excited for Project L. I'm hoping that it's gonna be just great. I mean, I'm gonna play it. The most important part about Project L for me is I want so many people, so many eyes to play this game, so many eyes to watch, interested, so people could know about the FGC. Because I feel like a lot of people, like at least a lot of the younger people, don't really know too much about the FGC. They're very into the Riot franchise. So if Riot makes a game, it's automatically gonna get like a lot of like screen time, right? And hoping like a lot of like the top influencers play the game. Hopefully it's fun for them as well too. So I think that'll be pretty cool, right? I think that'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it. Please like, share, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Also comment on the videos and let me know what kind of like suggestions you want me to make in terms of video content and everything. I'm trying to get up there. So if you want to support the boy, you know what to do, man. You know what to do. We try to get these YouTube videos out there. We're trying to get more people to understand fighting games, enjoy fighting games. But yeah, I mean, other than that, man, keep doing your thing. Stay safe, stay healthy. I love you guys and appreciate it. And stay tuned for the next video. Peace.